Hello and welcome to Morning Show on AMP. Thanks for joining. We're at the warehouse today. That guy singing, his name is, you probably know him as Bon Iver. You know Bon Iver? Bon
No.
Iver?
Mm-mm.
You probably know one of his songs.
Okay.
Well, his real name is Justin Vernon.
Okay.
And I like when he sings as himself and not Bon Iver better.
Right.
Like, this is his normal voice, but when he sings as Bon Iver, it's all falsetto or higher pitch, and he's singing a John Prine song. If I play Skinny Love, do you think you're going to know it?
No.
Skinny Love, you take me out. It was like a popular song.
When?
When was it popular?
Yeah.
That's an interesting question because I don't think it was popular right on release. I think it was one of those that had it was like in a show or a commercial.
Right.
Like a slower build. I'll play bits and pieces. Jake knows it, but Jake knows some of the songs just because he knows me and our friend Nick, who also likes music. But I feel like someone covered this. Skinny Love. Skinny Love. I'll fast forward. You're not going to know that part.
I feel like I recognize, but would never know.
Yeah, this part. Yeah, it's probably more from people. I told you to be balanced. Yeah, that's Bon Iver. His name is Justin Vernon. Anyway, welcome, guys. It was popular when Fleet Foxes was, too. Okay. Tom Ace is saying the audio is great. We're just talking straight into the phone on AMP, and then I have the mic on for the YouTube video. Another episode of the morning show where I'll answer some questions from the chat. I have to buy some things, and the morning show is like when I'm tied to a computer and not editing. But I was also maybe going to I got some breakdowns that I got to edit or download.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a real tough spot with breakdowns right now, Maddie, because MLB offseason and I don't know. I did that hockey one.
Yeah.
Where he hits his teammate in the face.
Yeah.
I guess I put breakdowns into two categories. 2-minute quick hitter.
Yep.
Or like 8 minute thought out research doing like the Venezuelan brawl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did a ton into it. Or the other one would be like the volleyball.
Yep.
That's like a middle category. Maybe there's 3 categories because that was like a quick hitter, but I was really showcasing athleticism.
Yeah.
In a cool way. So maybe there's 3. That falls more in the line of quick hitter. But anyway, I saw some like people. The hockey community usually likes when I do breakdowns, and they're like, "These are stunk lately," or "He's really." Yeah. Sometimes I go when people post it on Reddit. It's where you get the most people have no idea who I am.
Yeah.
In other sports, and I usually like seeing their thoughts on it. And the hockey crowd has always enjoyed him, but there's like a crowd that's like he doesn't do a lot anymore, and they get upset, which is true. The output has slowed down. But when I did a lot, it was like 70% were 2-minute quick hitters.
Yep.
Where like this isn't a deep dive video essay on this thing. So to try and go back to output at times, I'll like do quick ones like that, and then people are like, he half-assed this. And then I'm in a blender of like, do I only do the 5 to 8 minute like deep dive ones? They take forever. It would have to go to more of like a Foolish Baseball output of like 1 a week.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to do 4 a week.
I would definitely stay with the other way.
Yeah. Like I just shouldn't really care, I guess, but
I get it. I mean, my thought process with those is always like I don't know. I like to go to the channel and I always like there to be a breakdown regardless of the type within the last few videos.
Same. I really want to do Jolly hitting the walk-off homer against me. I'm so scared of the comments. I'm so scared of people being like, this is so self-serving. Like, we don't give a fuck, dude, about,
Yeah.
Because some of that's true. It is. Whatever. But I also think it's interesting and fun. I already started. I'm going to do it. It's good promotion for the warehouse games, and there will be a percentage of people that see it that are like, whoa, maybe I should check this out.
Yeah.
But that's definitely like a publish and run for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to go look at. I'm going to try my best to not go look at what people say. But I do think I think it's funny and good. And I think the headline I gave up I gave up a walk-off home run to get eliminated. A breakdown is a funny title.
I think so. I think it's worthwhile.
I already started it, and I thought it would be more fun since we have all the footage, all the isolated camera angles, all the isolated audio. Since it's our product,
Yep.
It's harder
because you have a lot more decisions.
A lot more decisions. Like, how do I tell the story of this?
Yep.
It's definitely harder. But I did start it, and I started the beginning. The beginning is always the hardest for, like, how do I start this? So I got Jolly, like, walking into the box, and I did the scoreboard thing that I always do with real scoreboards, but I did it with ours.
All right.
So I think it's funny, like, having it big and then floating to the corner.
Yeah, that's good.
And then having me walk to the mound, and then I'm like, okay, but here's how we got here. And I have Jolly stats, and then I need to get the frame, but for then mine. And then I'm going to show, and this game I was only throwing fastballs. Because it's cool, the audio of me telling Jake, like,
yeah,
stop coming back. My two-seamer stopped coming. It's not coming back. It didn't come back. And then it's a middle fastball Jolly hits.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm working on that one. And then the first game of the Australian Cricket League had a crazy ending. So I'm going to do that.
Would you do Draymond?
I would. I did like when LeBron had a fan kicked out. It took me a while, but it was fun.
The thing I thought about Draymond was I'm curious if you would do it because the fan just gets kicked out. Like, the fan we don't see what he said to get
Yeah,
Draymond
that's the
upset.
tough part. Because with the other one, we had all the Instagram videos,
Yeah.
and I could piece. That was like detective work, that LeBron James one, when he called him like a steroid ass or whatever. Yeah. Because I could piece together from like that woman's Instagram live and then another fan's Instagram and then the broadcast, and I was doing multiple combinations of audio. So like the Instagram audio but the broadcast video. Okay,
Yep.
the Instagram video but the broadcast audio.
Yep.
And eventually there was enough combinations where you could read the lips with faintly hearing, and I could figure out like what was said. It took a while, but that was cool.
Is that one that it's like, in your mind, it's just, I guess people expect this? Like, oh, Steph Curry and Draymond spoke to one another and got a fan kicked out.
Yeah, I'd have to like go get the footage. That's why I want to hire someone to like do the early work of like, is this worth it or not?
Yeah.
Oh, hello. We're recording morning. Jolly just popped in. Yeah, stretch, and there's the pitching machine will be a team effort. Me and Maddie tried, and we
may have
made
broken
it. We may have made the next part not broken.
No, it's not broken.
But the next part, so Jolly's here. We're doing a pitching machine video today for people listening. There's 3 levers on the machine to figure out aim, speed, and like
speed.
Yeah, they actually
aim, speed.
There's one that's aim and speed, and then there's one that's just speed and one that's just aim, and it's a combination of the 3. And how tight the spring is, we tried to. It was on its tightest. It was on its tightest, and it popped off. But to get it back now, you have to like stretch the spring and put the. So it's going to be like a 3-people job.
Yeah.
I mean, worst case, there's another pitching machine sitting on the couch.
What? Oh, no. For the video, we need to use that one. It's going to be cool, though, because once you find the right mix of the 3, it'd be pretty consistent. Just risers, so good BP. and we're gonna do a like a training video. Like you get like 10 swings, and you have to hit like 2 on left field home runs, 2 center, and 2 right, or you're out. Or so, we'll figure it out. Yeah, yeah. For those videos, it's like, can I find something that isn't just part of the highlight?
Yeah.
So for the hockey one that I'm saying that people said was half-assed, I found, did we talk about this on here? We talked about it somewhere. I found that dude got hurt the play before, and the guy who eventually hit some switch seats with him. And I was
Yes.
like, okay, I didn't know that from watching all the videos that went viral. That's like a little new. So, okay, like I was like, oh, I can post this because there's something different that I found by watching the full context. And with the volleyball play, her teammate and her running back smiling,
yeah.
that wasn't part of like the clip that went viral. So
Yeah.
I always just want to add to that.
Right.
So that's usually my thought. I think on the basketball one, that LeBron James one, I think I said this on Jomboy Radio at the time. I had to get out a professional sports league breakdown for DraftKings.
Right.
And this is the toughest time of year. When NFL's in the playoffs, there's more like fun stuff. Otherwise, NFL is really hard to do. There's not a lot of lip reading. If it is, it's just like yelling because there's not that much space. I don't know. It's just different. They have helmets on, and like the rhythm of doing a breakdown of like football plays is like, okay, and then they ran, and I just feel like that's the only thing anyone can do.
Yep.
In baseball, you have so many more options. But I was like started doing Malice at the Palace because so many people have requested that, and I don't want to do it at all. And I started it because I just had to do a professional, and I had nothing, and I had to like hit a number, and then that LeBron James got fan kicked out, and I was so excited to pivot, and I had to do it that day, so it was a big time crunch. But Malice at the Palace, I was like, there's documentaries about this.
Yeah.
Every player's been interviewed. Every fan's been. I can add nothing.
Yeah.
And if I get anything wrong, it's unlimited. Like, you idiot, you idiot. That's why I hated doing the ones from the 70s and the 80s, because there's too much context out there. Like, I would have to like do book reports to make sure I didn't miss something. Like,
Yep.
actually, he said in his book that's not what he was trying to. I was like, ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. Yeah, we're at the warehouse. We're filming training videos. We're trying to fill the gaps. We have a big meeting tomorrow
Yeah.
on kind of the warehouse. So one thing behind the scenes wise is here to help out the sales team and the social media team and like Maddie and Sam are like production and operations. Just trying to have our full schedule of shows or big shows on the docket or on a calendar before we get to 2023. So for the warehouse, we've been working on, and if you watch the behind the scenes vlogs I've been doing, which is like, I don't know, 3,000 people, or 3,000 views, but that's awesome. Thanks to those everyone's like always asking what the channel is, but if you do youtube.com/@Jomboy_, you're there.
Yep.
We should do those handles for all of our channels, because I saw like,
Most of them should have that.
yeah, I saw some that didn't. I'll have to go check. Yeah, if you go watch that behind the scenes, you'll see like me and Sam and have been working on this calendar and like just structuring it, because we need to tell sales how many episodes each are, which means I have to get the format of the tournament, like how many pool play versus elimination. Are we going to double elimination? Which means you have to know how many teams are going to be there, and you have to know how many days you're filming. And usually, like last year, we finished Blitzball battle. Okay, now let's put our mind on this. Oh,
Yeah.
we finished ball and plate. Now let's put our mind on this, and we can't afford to do that because we were trying to give 3 months. So that's been a brain meld. Actually, it's been.
Calendar should be done though.
Yeah, I think Sam like kind of finished it. We just need
Yeah.
to fill the gaps in a little bit. It's actually been awesome. I think me and Sam were in this when we were at winter meetings. We were doing the Google sheet together, and kind of said like, I actually want to ask Sam. She's not coming today, right?
No.
I'm gonna call Sam and ask her a question. Is she awake?
Yeah. We texted earlier.
I've been saying this to Katie and I don't know, someone else that I talk about this because and my dad. It's like, does Sam naturally have the same organization brain as me, or is she just fully able to adapt? Because some people can't adapt to and I can't adapt to how other people do it. Just like how I lay out a Google sheet of like a calendar. Do you think she adapts, or do you think she just gets it?
I think that she like gets it.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sam. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
We're recording morning. I have a question.
Oh, okay, great.
Does your brain naturally match up with my brain on the way I organize calendars and Google Sheets, or do you have the ability to adapt to the way my brain organizes these things?
I think for the most part, I understand all of the calendars that you make, and I feel like usually it's how I would do it. But maybe also that's just not. That's just doing this for almost 2 years with you. But I
Okay.
think usually that it matches up before that.
Yeah. Well, it's rather convenient, I was saying, but I was like, I don't know if it's natural. Because like me and Jake, the way we would organize things, well, Jake doesn't organize. He would just literally put a brick of text with no spacing or formatting
Yeah.
or color coding. But the way that I'm pretty weird. Like I know that I can only see things in certain ways. Like some people would do it. They would have the columns the way I would have the rows, and my brain can't like I would have to change it. So I was wondering if I've just forced you to speak my language of organization, or it always was like, no, I get this.
I mean, I think I always got it. Like even if it wasn't the way I would do it, it's still easy. It was still simple, like plain enough to understand.
Okay, well that's good. I was talking about how we were doing the release schedule and the filming schedule when I was at winter meetings, and I slacked you and I said, "This is awesome."
Yeah,
It,
that was.
it was like
Mhm.
unraveling all the thoughts in my brain in an organized way. It feels so good when we're finally able to do that.
Yeah, well, yeah, and we have pretty much have 4 different calendars of the same information going, which is good.
Yeah. Well, it's like segmented it out.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, okay. Yeah, and after we get this done, it'll be JM Entertainment we'll move on to.
Yeah.
And we'll bring Maddie into the
Yeah.
fold, see if he can work with in this way.
I'm sure you can.
Okay. All right. Have a great day.
Okay, bye, you too.
Like, you've seen this, right?
Yep.
Does it make like for this?
Actually, oh no, I've looked at the release. Hit the release schedule?
The release schedule is easy.
Yeah, this is the one I've seen.
Because I did every day of the week,
Yeah.
and then I bordered weeks,
Right.
but I deleted Friday, Saturday, Sunday because we're never going to release anything on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
We added Sundays back in.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's good. You guys added some Sundays back in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it's just every week. But then for filming, we never want to film on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, except for big tournaments.
Yeah.
But we may have to. So I didn't delete them. I just made
Right.
them gray.
Yes.
Like weird shit like that. Sam didn't even ask. She's
Yeah.
like, she didn't even say like, why are those gray?
Yeah.
And on the other one, they're deleted. She just kind of figured it out, I guess. But I didn't want to delete it because we may it's still
have
an
to.
option. It's just we're trying not to.
Yeah. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. And I was making that, and we were like texting in like little cells to each other. You know, you can just type and it's a shared sheet, and we were like, it was like in a state of flow, and I was like, this is so cool. We're like getting stuff done.
Yeah.
That felt awesome. But I started talking about this because we have these. So like after Blitzball Battle 2 ends, which is soon, the next warehouse tournament doesn't get released until February 6th, I believe, which is the one inning league that we filmed 2 weeks ago. Yeah, February 6th it comes out. So we're like, okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks in between those. We don't want the channel to be dead for 6 weeks. What can we do to fill it in ways that are like less lift, but still people will be interested? So one thing we've come up with is just having a training series videos. So they're like going to be more similar to We Got Ice. And if you guys haven't checked out the We Got Ice YouTube channel and what they're doing, go check it out. They're blowing up. They're like, it's awesome. I'm so excited for Jack and Zoe. It's so hard to take an audience from TikTok and Instagram and migrate them or build a new audience on YouTube.
Mhm.
And they've just absolutely crushed it in the last like 3 months. They're just so awesome. But we're doing kind of like one-off videos that are tied together, but they're just like practice sessions. So we filmed one already, and each one we're trying to have be like a hook. So the thumbnail is that one. So the first one that comes out it comes out the 29th is we put like a wall in front of the strike zone. Can we throw curveballs around this wall? That's like what we think the thumbnail and hook people will click. And those will have ability to go beyond. They have a bigger ceiling right now than the full tournaments because it's just a one-off video.
Yep.
But it has me, Jake, Jack, Nikki, Zoe, and some other warehouse crew. Dalton was there. And then after that, we did like fielding grounders, knockout. We did catching balls like ricocheted off the wall, and we did high pressure pitching. Everyone screamed in each other's face, and you had to throw a strike.
Mm-hmm.
So that's already filmed. Today we're filming another one of those. We have a pitching machine, and we're gonna do like target practice hitting. But I think as we go down the warehouse, like when we're doing cricket again, the training series, we can film like a Blitzball training series, and it all feed into each other, and it helps bring out the personalities more. And then the other thing is Challenger series, which is going to get interesting because Sam's trying to book some of these now.
Mm-hmm.
But that first episode that comes out on the 29th of the training, we open invite. Like if you have 5 friends and you want to challenge us, send us videos of you pitching and playing, and we'll find a time.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if that happens. We already have MLW coming. We're filming that on Monday, and that's going to come out in January. So that's what we're like working on right now. And I have a big meeting in tomorrow. Just kind of like laying this out for everyone to understand, and then the franchise series like Blitzball Battle 3 and is being filmed in March, and the next cricket thing we're aiming for. Filming in April. And I think we're going to have like big cricket players with us.
Think so.
So Sam's working on that. So training series, that's what we're doing today. But I'm excited. Like I am so excited to do this for JM Entertainment as well.
That's what I'm excited about.
Yeah. Well, that'll be more like I'll let Sam. She's going to be going on these, and then me and you can maybe be the main two. Because right now it's like me and her working calendars. Like me and you can be, and eventually like you guys will just go. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Although I always will be involved in like kind of like top line creative.
Yeah,
but
sure.
We're going to film another Codenames tournament. People might be excited about that.
January. It's
filmed in January.
Filmed, yeah.
When? Like that's soon.
Yeah.
Right? Do we know? Because I'm gone.
We can figure it out right now.
Yeah.
I don't really have access to a calendar, but it's a Wednesday in January for sure.
Stockton Knotts asked what program are you using, just Google Sheets? Yeah, just Google Sheets. It's so easy to be on just Google Sheets. Like we've tried other third-party apps for organization and flow and stuff, and I'd rather take Google Sheets, which everybody has, and you can be like everyone that has a jomboymedia.com email has access to this, and then just like organize it. And there's so many templates. We have that master production sheet.
Yep.
What's that one called?
Master post-production, I think.
Is that still being used?
Yeah.
So I went and got a template. Like I Googled like, I think it was like post editing management like template or something like that, but then I just completely then like shaped it for us.
Yeah, for that, it still gets used, but it's a lot of like prodding to get it filled in. So for the next Blitzball, we're going to print them out, and so that it's like much easier to have.
Well, that's kind of what we had when we had our leaders retreat meeting. Is we need like a programming manager.
Yeah.
That just walks the floor every day, and they chat with the editors and producers and then fill this out because and that may not be the norm, but I had a conversation with like our board yesterday. I was like, I don't give a fuck about the norm.
Yeah.
Like started our own company because I hated working for other companies and their norms. I was an editor. I never filled out deadline sheets ever. And so it's always tough for me to ask that of editors because like in my bosses would ask me every day and I'd be like, no, I'll just tell you.
Yeah.
We're in the same office every day. I'll just let you know, which I can't take as now. Like, I'd rather check a sheet and know. So I see their side of it, but I never want to lose the fact that like I was once the editor and you're editing, you're in flow and like you're trying to be like in creative and stay there and not be doing, like more like accounting or whatever. So that's like a hire we need to make is like project managers and program managers, and they will walk the floor and be the bad guy of like, hey, show me this and then check it off.
Yeah.
I think eventually we'll get to there.
Yeah. That's on that post-production sheet, floorball, the socials was like filled in and like Kyle like wasn't, and I was like, can you fill it in? He was like, I just don't need it. I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, don't fill it in. I don't mind anymore. Like,
wait, he didn't need it like for his whole team or just like for him?
Well, him and Kevin are doing the Blitzball 2 socials, and he was just like, this literally provides zero value.
Yeah, well, I think it provided its value because basically I made that and I made socials part of it. And I can look at it here, like it says, like have promo videos, have the standings graphic, and it was at that point I was just trying to instill in the socials team brain like,
what do we need?
This is what we need to cover these, and I made it for floorball, and they got it.
Yep.
And I think it was Taylor and John that did that.
Yep.
And now it's Kyle and Kevin doing Blitzball Battle 2. And they, like, it clicked in their head, oh, treat this like a sports league that we're covering.
Yep.
And now they're good.
Exactly.
So I fully, like, they don't need that.
No, exactly.
But if Kyle and Kev hire new people and pass it on, they're going to have to go back to needing that. Because it's like, all of this is building patterns in people's brains.
Yep.
Of, like, this is what's expected. But, yeah, like, going and clicking these off and is hard when you're an editor. Like I still don't do it when I'm posting breakdowns and stuff. I still couldn't go update Monday and check it off. Like now Ryan does that for me, and I understand that. That's why we need like publishers and program managers to keep doing the admin work.
Yeah,
that's it, admin work. But Google Sheets is awesome. Was the main point. You can do a lot. Like we have John. Our EA, we went to winter meetings and he had downtime and he recreated Baseball Reference. You started it, so like you I don't know, gave the first push of like this is what it would look like. And I didn't know that he was a Excel guru.
Yeah.
But we literally have Blitzball Reference, and I think it's gonna be ready, and you guys will be able to go to the sheet, not edit it, but like view it and click around. But it's not ready yet because John is going back and rewatching. He rewatched all of Blitzball 1. He's inputting pitch type.
Yeah.
So you can say like Jimmy threw 70% fastballs.
He's in 1 inning league.
He's in the first 1 inning league now. Yeah. Tom A says, "Do you think you'll wait? Hold on. I'll answer some.
Yeah." We can answer some chat.
Yeah,
questions.
Stockton Knots. I'll put this here so for that camera I'm not like hiding. Tom A said strike zone variation videos are awesome. That's We Got Ice. They are awesome. They're fun. Codenames is good. Loved Codenames. That was surprisingly some of my favorite content on YouTube. Yeah, so in 2023, and I might have said this on Morning before, all of our creatives that are in-house or like, local, think about if you watch the Corn Maze video, that crew. Me, Jake, Canobio, Jack, Zoe, Jolly, Joes, Paxton,
Nikki,
Panic, Nikki at times.
Yeah.
We'll have, not Nikki, but for this, we'll have to be in the office Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 10 to 5. 9 to 5?
I like 9 to 5, and then they'll show up at 9:30.
Well, we want to get away from that, but yeah, we'll have to be in that because we're like, all right, we need actual structure. And Jake and I like a pretty like laissez-faire, like, hey, because when you get that attitude of like laissez-faire, like this is what you make it, people are gonna people that can push themselves and work and like will grow, but we didn't have a lot of guidance we were offering or help. So when I told a lot of them that, I was worried. They're like, "What?" Everyone was like, "Oh, great! Like that's going to be awesome to know." So the ability to have everyone in those days is that on Wednesdays we can just do big videos. So we're going to activate a Wednesday as a code names day,
Yeah.
and that's like tell everyone just get your other stuff out of the way. Sans like an hour or two that you can do in between, but we're doing a giant codenames tournament. For Jake and I, we're going to be doing commentary
The whole time.
all day, so we need a completely clear schedule. And we're going to have how many teams? Do we know yet?
No.
We don't know how many teams or how many games. I think 8 to 10 games,
Yes.
and a prize and uniforms is going to feel like a Blitzball battle of like investment and like pageantry.
Yeah. It's taking like corn maze-esque with like the same look plus the warehouse of tournament and prize smushed together.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So that's the code names that we're doing. And then we have some other ideas for Jam Entertainment, like kind of bigger tentpole stuff. Jake Grogan says, I don't have any comments other than I love you all, and I could play Ref Guess and Trivia for hours. Ref Guess is awesome. That's a huge credit to Jolly. Dylan Bowden, do you think you'll check out U.S. versus Canada hockey tonight? It's part of the rivalry series. I do not. I didn't know about that. Was it like juniors? I don't know. If something crazy happens, maybe. Stockton Knotts says, hire me. Okay, what position? Stockton Knotts has been a Talkin' Yanks listener. He joined Patreon March of 2018.
Damn.
No, 19.
Mhm.
He joined Patreon for Talkin' Yanks March of 2019 and got married around that time. Because you don't forget the name Stockton Knotts.
Right.
We said when we read his name off Patreon that it sounded like he owned a knot company
Yeah.
in Stockton, like a rope company.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about reading the names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So nice to see you still around, Stockton. That's awesome. Tom Ace, kind of want to hear more about the Leaders Retreat, picturing this was at a ski resort like a Frost Valley and Trust Falls. No. I mean, there was talks about doing shit like that, and that is like how corporate companies do it. And the reason why Sam is so perfect is because she was helping organize it, and she came up to me and she said, hey, why would we go 2 hours away to talk business? Doesn't that just take 4 hours out of the day of getting things done? And I was like, Sam, this is why you've been so successful with us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, yeah. So we went, 4 blocks away?
Yeah.
We went 4 blocks away and just got a conference room somewhere and mapped out. Talked about the last year and then the future year and all the departments, heads, and kind of setting that management level. It was good. I thought it was super helpful. And then we took that and did a big company-wide meeting so everyone kind of understands what we're doing, what we're not.
Yeah. People saw that in your weekly video vlog.
Yeah. That is funny, though, because people think we're like a young company and fun. And we are a young company and we are fun. But maybe that means they think we would go on like a big ski resort trip and everyone's drinking and having fun and there's like some business talk in the middle.
Yeah.
And that is like not. I refer to us as a reverse mullet, which I'm trying to let the whole team. That's what I came up with for the Leaders Retreat. Like who we are. I was like, we're a reverse mullet. We're party in the front, business in the back. And everyone that's been successful and has risen up is the hardest working people that I know. Like it's we always go. So if someone calls one of us into a meeting or anyone into a meeting and that meeting takes away from doing, people get mad, which is like a great place to be. Like like I told Kyle, like, hey, we have to do this leader retreat. You're a director of socials.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be able to be on your phone for those 2 days and run socials. And I know that's a pain point for you. And I love that that's a pain point because you want to work and do and like grow. But that's good. So yeah, but we don't do any of that shit because all of our culture and all of our team building is natural.
Yes.
It's all like things that are part of the day in our office and not forced because we don't have cubicles and walls where you don't actually talk to your coworkers, so you got to go cook a meal together as a joke or something like that. Let's see.
Sounds like that thing's working.
Yeah, it sounds like they got the pitching machine working. Where are we on these? Hebner said those note sheets can be annoying when you get a ton of edit notes back and you end up spending more time checking that than editing. No one uses that feature for us.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Feo says instant nature of Google Sheets is satisfying. Blitzball reference cap said that's wild. It is. I'm really excited about it. I was going to pay a ton of money to have like an algorithmist come in and do it. And we might have to when we want to put it on a website.
Nuh-uh.
But yeah. Can't wait to see game logs from the first Blitzball games. Will stats go back to back alley days? We have the raw stats for those, but we don't have like pitch type. So that's why John was rewatching it to get like fastball, curveball. But we have all the other for back alley at bats. We have those stats.
Yeah, but if he's just watching it anyway, he could fill this. He could add that.
I'll do it
into
at the
sheet.
end. Yeah.
Yeah,
It would be
last
fun.
thing.
Yeah. Hello. We got a delivery from FedEx. Let's see. Hey, Maddie. Maybe that's the giant pitching machine. I ordered a $3,000 pitching machine, and it's supposed to be here today. Maybe that's what they're delivering from FedEx. All right, let's see. Can you get some Melbourne Aces merch in Jomboy store? We definitely can't sell their merch. We'd have to do like a licensing partnership with them to do that. Which like we're not against, but usually people don't. That usually those are very hard to do. So probably not. Rhino says appreciate all you're doing. Thank you. Tom Ace, Knott's Berry Farm, Stockton. Jimmy never forgets. I think I got all my info on your history with us, Stockton. Correct. I don't know if that's when you got married. I just know when we looked at your name, you had your wedding photos there, and it was very very pretty photos. Tying the knot. There's a lot of stuff you can do. Yorgi got hooked on your podcast content early into this last baseball season. Really appreciate your approach to keep me up to date. Thanks, Yorgi. Appreciate that. Tonight is game 4 of 7, and it's the women's national team. That's the U.S. versus Canada. Okay, cool. Stephen Carson still have my signed Polaroid. Need to get a frame for it. That's awesome. Hope we got you a good one. Reverse mullet is like the broccoli haircut. Did I finish that thought? Yeah, party in front, business in back, which is much, much, much harder to be. That's my whole message to the whole team. Like, this is who we are, and it's harder to be. Because people think we're young and dumb and just like amateurs. So when they try to do deals with us or reach out to us to partner on stuff, they think we're just going to do shit for free because we're excited about it. And it's like, well, we got a whole company here. So we have to be pretty strong business in the back, like immediately. Tougher task, but we're doing good. Live on-air FedEx package opening unveiling. I think it's his pitching machine, which is actually going to be a giant bummer because I'm guessing that pitching machine will take longer to put together and figure out how to use, I'm guessing, because there's like a technical component, then we can afford to get it filmed today, which is a bummer. Jay Ryan said, been loving the new weekly vlogs, Jimmy. Awesome seeing your grind with your work and then your family time. Super wholesome, entertaining. Good stuff. Yeah, I've been working. I'm talking to Maddie before we started on those. I'm really enjoying doing those. I love that style of editing, like super simple but then fun. If you know editing stuff, just like Just a lot of J cuts and L cuts, which means if you think about, okay, you think that there's for people that don't know editing at all, you think there's, and you can't see me, okay? So think of, in editing, you have like your video sequence and your audio sequence, and they're like two bricks or 2x4s laying on top of each other. And then if you think of a J, right? So that means that the bottom is one way. I don't know how to explain this without visuals. Like an L.
What?
Oh my God, I so out of breath. A J and an L cut. It
There
just
was
means
like 4 massive boxes. We just carried them all in.
just means that an L cut means that the audio from video 1 stays longer and goes under the next video. So you think of a bottom of an L, and a J is the opposite, where the next audio comes in first and
Yeah.
the video cuts later. Instead of having the audio, so that when the audio and the video change at the same time,
Hard.
it's harsh and it feels like just like native home video. And it's super subtle, L and J cuts, but I love doing them because you can make really subtle, creative cuts out of that.
Yeah.
And you use audio cues to do transition. So none of this is crazy editing. It's like kind of you do one class of film school, but I like utilizing those really elementary editing styles and cues.
Yeah.
And I use a lot in the breakdowns too, but there's not a lot of audio to make a vlog like that flow better. So I've been super enjoying that process. And when I find one that is like, oh, that's cool, I get kind of pumped up. Like I found one. Let me see if I can find it. I'm clapping to start the audio recording process because I'm like recording a breakdown. So I clap, and then that's on video, and then I start doing the audio, and I found a word I say bites. So I took the third clap, and then the bite, and it's bites. So I combine the two. It's right here. See if Maddie thinks it's cool. It's so like kind of simple and subtle, but bites it all up. That's all I've got for things you missed. It's not like gonna be win an award, but when I found that, I was like, oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
So I like that style of editing a lot.
It's if you don't know what those are, watch any like YouTube vloggers. It's every transition is L and J cuts.
Yes, and sometimes on these I don't do like I only do them when I think they're better.
Yeah.
I don't always do them, but they can just make things smoother.
Yes.
Or time ramping, speeding up while
Audio's the same.
while the audio is the same, so it happens later. Anyway, yeah. So I have this week's vlog it's crazy because this week has been absolutely insane of meetings, and I wanted to document that, so I filmed a lot. But I don't think I've ever had a more packed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Honestly, ever. And I've had some packed ones.
Yeah, I saw
Like
your
all 3 days.
Yeah. I saw your Tuesday or maybe Wednesday calendar, and it
Wednesday
was a block.
Wednesday from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock, I had a different meeting every hour. 8 o'clock, me and Joe's played. We filmed our game from 8:30 to 10. But then there was a 10 o'clock, an 11 o'clock, a 12 o'clock, a 1 o'clock, a 2 o'clock, a 3 o'clock, a 4 o'clock. All different. It's exhausting. But in August, I was having very stressful days, and I was coming home, and I was having severe attacks of, I don't know what they officially would be labeled, stress attack, panic attack. I had 3 that were bad, 2 that were really scary. And this week I've come home and I've been like giddy, like I accomplished it all, like I got it all done. We're moving forward. It's not going backwards or stuck or like although there is some stuff that's like then I get texts from Courtney and Jake, and we're like, "Fuck, we got to do that still."
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, better. Like it's been good, but it is tiring. Let's see. Back to the comments. Jimmy, how do I wake up early and like it like you do? Go to sleep early. I mean, I wake up early Monday, like really early on Mondays. I get up at like 4:30. Other than that, I get up at 6. I have a kid. I have a kid.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm in bed at 8 o'clock. Me and Katie lay in bed at 8 or 8:30 every night. And last night I didn't go to sleep until 11. I was watching shows and movies and stuff. But so now I'm asleep by 9. That's why the West Coast trip winter meetings were so tough for me.
Yeah. You also kind of just have to do it once and like don't nap, and then you're naturally going to go to sleep earlier.
Yes. Yeah. And the other thing that I've started doing is not drinking my coffee until like an hour and a half or 2 hours into the day. So I don't drink coffee until I get to the office. So if I wake up at, let's see, the other day I took the 6:55 train, which I got to the office at 8. I woke up at 6, so 2 hours before my coffee. There's some science behind it that all coffee does is block the shit that makes you sleepy, and you have to let that stuff go through your body for 2 hours first, like some of it, and then block the rest, because this is very layman terms, and I might not be positive, because if you drink coffee right away, you're blocking that shit. So it's helping you wake up right away. But when the coffee fades, there's so much backed up. And that's why you have those 3 o'clock crashes. And I used to have those so bad. You remember when we were doing the app that would track your sleep and your drowsiness back in 2021? Like Jake and I were talking about like 3 o'clock. I couldn't do meetings. I couldn't do anything. I would just sit in the office like this. I don't have those now.
Yeah.
And I haven't even been drinking an energy drink halfway through the day this week.
Right.
Because I don't want to rely on that anymore. So I'm trying to figure that out. And eating lighter in the morning. Got my weight down today, Maddie, to my my weight starts with 1.7.
Damn.
For the first time, probably since I was 22 years old. I'm 33.
Nice.
I thought I'd never, ever, ever see that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. It's very hard to talk about it because Katie's pregnant and her weight's going up. So she doesn't like that I'm losing weight. Like, well, you're pregnant.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been fun. Like I'm not snacking and I track it.
The last time we recorded in here, you were talking about.
Because I had my other day where I got to 180.
Right. We got to do more warehouse days to hit milestones.
So that was November 30th. So 2 weeks later, I lost. After winter meetings, I went up to 182. Ate a lot.
Yeah.
Bad food on the road. Now I'm back 179. I haven't been that light in forever. My peak was 220 at one point. That's fucking.
That's a
big.
huge difference.
Well, that was probably when I was 27 or when I was probably 180. I graduated college, or 190. I graduated college. Went home, started eating my mom's cooking and living at my house with my mom, who had snacks everywhere because Luke was a high schooler, and it just blew up. Like none of my pants fit 3 months after moving back home after college and having like 3 meals a day and snacks. It was crazy. But yeah, that's exciting. FedEx time. Live on air FedEx. I already read that. Did he say use the Osmo just for chance to say the word Osmo? I don't know what that is. Yeah, I love the personal vlogs. Any footage exists of bad pitches? Yes, Tom, the one guy that was doing the pitch that was really annoying. I did have the camera just on the table like recording, so you can't see it, but you could hear it. But I'm not trying to really do that. I think on this one I started blurring people for the first time because it's like business meetings. I don't want him in there. He didn't ask.
I don't know what we're talking about
The
specifically.
vlogs, the personal at-home vlogs. I
Right.
started like he's like, did you have any footage of the bad pitches you were getting? And I was like, I did. I didn't include them.
Oh, bad. Yeah, I thought we were talking about
baseball
pitches. I was
No,
like,
no,
what the-
sales pitches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we had all like behind the scene business meetings, and I'm not trying. I want to give people like actual insight into some shit. I can't give like stuff away, and there's like I had a meeting with our HR, and I'm like, well, that's probably a big violation of HR to just film this secretly. But I
Yeah.
did just like 2 seconds of me talking,
Right.
and I just said HR meeting. Has JM Wait, hold on. Let's see. Where are we? Cap says, has JM Entertainment thought of making an open application option on the careers page, essentially a place where people can send an application for a hiring manager to see? We're figuring that out. That's part of like working with HR is like having a careers page with actual like spots open. We have to hire very, very carefully this year because we hired ahead of our management structure in 2022, this past year, which led to like just a mess of confusion and lack of communication, and then a real push for like the leaders retreat and organizing like department heads and leadership and structure, which we're getting better at. But we can't afford to do that again and just hire 40 more people in 2023, because the analogy I keep saying is we spent all of 2023 building the car,
2022.
2022 building the car, and we were never able to like race it. And so 2023, we can't afford to be set back by it being another building year, even though we're always in growth and building, but we need to like go. So hiring will slow down some, or just be way more structured, and like this is a position we need, and we know there's management in place and goals in place that can help them, and we're hiring that position. We can't just be like, we need all this, bye, and then have no management. So, but there is going to be a page where you can hire and see what positions we're hiring. We're working on that, a portal and stuff. Going to any World Baseball Classic games? I'm not, but Joe's I think is going to some. What did you think of Tom Gannon? I played wiffle against him when he came to Indiana for wiffle ball national tournament. I wanted to face him pretty bad. He had that gimmick pitch, which I thought I would have crushed. I don't know why everyone else fell for it. Tom May says coffee 90 minutes after waking up is becoming a big thing from what I've read. Yeah, blocking the sleep receptors. It's been working for me. Snacking is the rival of me keeping weight off. Yeah, I just cut that down. And Katie and I just don't have a lot of. And if I do have snacks, it's just like 2 snacks that I know I can eat. There's these like gross little like elementary school peanut butter balls. It's like a plastic case, and it's just little like bubble gum in a bubble gum, like little bubble gum, not the big ones, or marbles size condensed peanut butter that Skippy sells. But if I have 2 of those and slowly eat them, it satisfies me because I love peanut butter. So it's probably not a healthy snack, but I know I can eat it in like slowly.
Sam had a peanut butter bar one day, and it was just a bar of peanut butter compacted.
Wish it was we love those bars.
Yeah.
What are those? Good? No, they have like a name like Good Bar, but it's not Good Bar.
But yes, but
What are those called?
I don't know.
We used to have them at the office all the time.
So she had one of those, and I had eaten one before, but like had some flavor to it. This one was just peanut butter, and it was a tough eat.
Perfect bar. That is like Good Bar.
I mean, you're taking a bite of that and just
The ones without chocolate chips or something in the middle are tough.
yeah.
It's just peanut butter. The snacks being all over the house are killer. I love it and hate it. During the vlogs, do you go home and edit the day, or do groups of a day at a time? I do. Last night, I was laying in bed and I edited like the last 2 days. Friday, I edited Friday Saturday, I edited what I filmed Saturday at the end of the day Saturday. It didn't take a while. Sunday, end of the day. They were like home videos, so I like wanted to show Katie. But yes, I was talking to him. I'm not going to be able to keep up what I'm doing right now. So, but I want to keep the vlogs going, but I'll probably just slow them down to be more just important stuff. And my weeks will get less. Like Fridays are like working from home, and I literally just sit in the basement and work on breakdowns all day. I don't move. I do like talking baseball and that. And when I get back to that, that's probably a 20-second version of that day. So, or I hope they don't stop. Because personally, I like them for me personally. So, Yeah. Cap says, love the business side of what you guys do. Appreciate you. Being on a vanilla ice cream with Butterfinger kick lately, it's good. Ice cream's good.
Butterfingers are tough sometimes. Though.
But on ice cream sprinkled in, like if you go to a frozen
Sprinkle,
yogurt
yeah,
place.
yeah, sprinkle.
I got frozen yogurt the other day. I like frozen yogurt places because what I do is I get like 4 spoonfuls.
You're talking like the make your own.
Make your own when you pull it down.
Yeah.
I just literally go like, think about the poop when it comes out of the ice cream. It's like, and it does like one loop.
Yep.
So what I do, and then I put like a little sprinkles, and I go, and it's like $1.75 because it doesn't weigh anything, and I just have 4 bites, and I'm like, good.
Yeah.
When you eat that little bit of ice cream, you're like, oh, that satisfied the craving I had for like a sweet treat.
Right.
Like, I didn't need a whole fucking thing.
Yeah, especially those places, they got them big bowls.
Yeah, you can really fill up. Would you ever do a NASCAR breakdown? I've done a NASCAR breakdown before. It would be more like the other sports where like I don't know the ins and outs and technicalities of NASCAR, so I can't do them in the way I do baseball or strategy. It would just be like a fight and lip reading, which is good when it happens, but when that dude rode the wall to get to that place, and it got him into the championship or whatever. Like, I mean, that got requested so much, and we had the footage clipped, and I like was going through it, and I was searching like, what could I add to this that isn't me just posting the highlight and talking over it? And I came to the conclusion, nothing. I could add like, and he rides the wall. And that got him in 5th place, and now he moves on. Like that was already out there. There was no like even like the fans I saw. There was nothing that I could add on, so I just scrapped it. But I've done NASCAR before, like a fight where they pushed each other, and it was fun. Yeah. Are we at an hour?
The Roadcaster just surpassed it. I don't know how
They're like
soon
doing
I
a lot of
started
yelling and
that.
screaming in the warehouse, which is making me jealous.
Yeah.
I did want to buy some stuff when I'm here because I've been doing these vlogs. I've been wanting to buy. Do you think they make like suction cup, like basically GoPro mount, but I could put the Osmo on it?
Probably. What do you want to suction?
Oh yeah,
Window?
yeah. They definitely have the GoPro ones, but I guess I don't want GoPro. Like dashboard of my car, or I was on the train and I was making a time lapse. Like I love time lapses as like
Yeah.
showing the movement. Suction cup mini camera mount tripod. But I'm thinking of like a bathtub toy. Like it's literally just like this popped on. Not a whole big GoPro like arm bar and all that. They gotta have it. Hey, this one, it's just too big. It's too tall. Rope, rope. Well, all right. If you just heard me make that noise, our door at the warehouse, whenever someone opens it, it goes blop blop, and it cracks me up. I can't hear that and not go blop blop.
And it gets opened a lot. Like during those tournaments, you're hearing that noise 100 times a day.
I know, and I do that like every time, and I don't realize that I do it. Blop blop. Adding it to cart, I found one. This is what I want.
Yeah.
I got 8 items in the cart. How many are Katie trying to sneak me buying some for her? I was shocked how good it was. What's Feo talking about? Sprite, OJ, and cran cherry juice. Ooh, I don't like cherry. All right. Think that's the morning show. Thanks for chatting with me. Will you continue to try live Blitzball games like you did during summer? Those were great. Well, I mean, we have the ability now to go live. I'll answer this question in depth, and that'll be the end of it because there's a lot of thought being put into this whole process. Our tech crew, Dan and Mike, like they're making us have the ability to go live, and Ronnie and Jeff and Dre and Prizeman and Eli and Rotano and Rob, like the whole crew in the loft are learning the new roles and crushing them. And like Ronnie's he's like a live switching whiz. And then getting the replay in. So we have the ability to go live, and it's cool because there's no post edit. Like you're live, you're out. What's tough about it is how many people would tune in to watch live? 1,000 on average, maybe 1,500 if we really promoted it. And how many people would tune in to watch it after it's live? Say 50K. Hopefully, as we grow, that's more like 75 to 100 guaranteed. So if you look at, 1,500 divided by 60,000, you're looking at 0.02% of the audience that you're working for instead of 98%
8%.
by making the post edit polished and good and correcting mistakes, which is why Talking Baseball and Talking Yanks won't be live on YouTube next year. It also kind of just like limited us to not being able to move the show around when guests come or when we have to travel or when we have to do something else. It limited us to being stuck 5 times a week or so.
Codename Wednesday doesn't happen.
Codename Wednesday doesn't happen. Blitzball battle tournaments don't happen if we are live on YouTube. And if we were getting 100K people listening live and 150 watch the whole thing, then it makes a lot more sense to service the live audience. Also, I mean, if we run into technical difficulties while doing a live stream and it has to get cut short, well, now the numbers get really fucked for advertisements and what gets seen. And it's frustrating and all of our moods go sour. And if I say something like really stupid or wrong, and I know that people are just going to like hone in on, or anyone, or we're like, hold on, BBD, just wait. I'm blanking on what this article said. Let me go, like, hold on. And now we can pause that, make sure we have the correct. So it just caused a lot of trouble, which stinks because that community of 1,000 to 1,500 people that are in the live streams and hanging out with us are like our favorite people and part of the community, and it stinks for them. But the stress of live versus recording is, and that's what Hubner just said in the chat, like the gap in stress is staggering. So
We should premiere them.
we'll definitely premiere them. So like if people want to be like chatting with each other while they're happening, we'll do it. But yeah, that's a decision I made. Like kind of, I don't think people were fighting me, but what's unilaterally? Is that like when one person is just like boom makes a decision?
I don't know. I thought that was like I don't know.
Performed by or affecting only one person, relating to or occurring on affecting only one side of an organ or structure, without agreement from the others. Yeah, I just said we're done with this. There's too much stress and it's not needed. And that's how I feel about Blitzball and the warehouse. But I also feel like there's such fun. If we can get it to a place where we walk away from the warehouse and there is no post editing and it doesn't burden the editors, then it would be really fun to do that. I also have been trying to sell to DraftKings a home run derby that is live, because then we can do a pool play on their app and people can bet on it and win. And I've been trying to sell, like, if we do a home run derby, you make a pool play on your app and we'll promote it, and then it'll be a live event. And it exists live. So there's ways we can do it, and some of like the sandlots, we can do those as we move forward. But we're using all these training days to perfect it. So yeah. Okay. We talked about a lot, and it was really good. But now I'm jealous of everyone in the warehouse playing games, and I'm not even stretched out. So love you guys, and see you later. Goodbye.